the space of a decade, over two different administrations, all three of them together visited the Persian Gulf states 8 times. 8 times in total between all of them. Now, how about this guy? You recognize him? A little more recent. Guy who held the same job, Donald Trump's Treasury Secretary, Steven Mnuchin. During Trump's one term, during the 4 years he was Treasury Secretary, you know how many times he went to the Gulf states? At least 18. The last 3 guys went 8 times in total between them. Mnuchin went 18 times just himself. That's a 12-hour transatlantic flight to visit his friends in the Gulf, probably more often than you visited your friends who live across town. I mean, his 3 predecessors, 8 times combined over a decade. Mnuchin, 18 times in 4 years. Why is that? Well, new reporting from the New York Times suggests one answer to that question. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin was visiting Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates and Qatar and Kuwait to scare up new investments. For himself, not for the United States, which is a thing that's called self-dealing, and it's a thing that we're not supposed to do. Last month, the New York Times reported on truly remarkable sums of cash that the various Gulf monarchies had invested in private projects being run by Steven Mnuchin, as well as projects for Trump's son-in-law, White House advisor Jared Kushner. And the monarchies started paying out these funds almost as soon as those guys left the Trump administration. Last year, after Trump was out of office, the Saudis gave Steven Mnuchin $1 billion for his new investment fund. They gave Jared Kushner $2 billion. And they did this even though Saudi Arabia's own investment advisors explicitly recommended against it in writing, because they determined that Kushner had no experience, he had no other investors, their due diligence on Kushner's operations showed that they are, quote, unsatisfactory in all aspects. But still, the Saudis gave